Well, what do you say? Partners? It'd really get up Vera's nose.
Okay, you're on.
Good. Let's, celebrate. These are the last two. The screw's got the rest. However, there's plenty more where these came from. To us.
To us?
I would say that Dr. Miller has interpreted my interest in you as a prelude to seduction. He hopes by winning your affections to keep you on the straight and narrow, thus protecting you from my perversions. You don't have to stay here if you don't want to, Karen.
Of course I want to stay here. How can you be so devious? So narrow-minded and totally irrational.
Why are you so late? You've been working overtime again, haven't you?
We need the money.
No, we don't. Not that much. Oh, Gran, don't you see? If you keep working this hard, you'll get really sick. And then what will I do? Oh, Gran, I need you. I need you much more than the money.
Oh, don't worry, darling. I'll be all right. Truly. Top of the morning to you. Oh, of course, you're Irish, aren't you?
That's right.
The old man, too? What's he like?
Fat, 50, balding.
Still, he must have something. I mean, Mr. Big.
What's in a name? I know where the body is buried.
And he can get anything you like.
That's right.
What about contracts?
Know about contracts, do you?
Heard about them. You just pay your money and someone disappears, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yet you killed Coulson yourself.
Sometimes in order to get things done properly, one has to do them oneself.
Uh-huh. What was so special about Coulson? Doesn't sound like you cared much about your old man.
Oh, I wasn't worried about her screwing him. She was playing for higher stakes.
Oh, I see. Wanted to be Mrs. Big, right?
That's right.
You reckon he would have gone along with that?
Maybe not, but it doesn't pay to take chances.
Pajama parties now, Smith.
Want a piece of the action, Vera?
Get moving.
I read this very interesting article recently about prison officers.
It says that 85% of them are lesos.
Oh.
Pretty smart, don't you?
And the other 15% are sadists.
Which one do you reckon Vera is?
Would you like to continue this discussion with the governor?
You're looking a bit peaky, Vera. Are you sure you don't need a holiday, too?
I can wait. Now get moving.
Funny thing about Vera, seems to be laying low lately.
No clout.
What do you mean?
She needs to get herself organized, get a bit more muscle behind her.
You mean like you and Martha?
It pays to have a little bit of brains behind the brawn. And all you have to do is give the orders.
me to the police.
Thank you for giving me an appointment at such short notice, Mrs. Davidson.
Not at all. What can I do for you?
Well, a great deal, I hope. You are familiar with the concept of the halfway house? We are in allied fields. You must be aware of the problems that face the women when they leave here.
Of course.
Well, I have made this my unofficial business, but I was hoping we might be able to join forces.
In what way?
We can't expect people to contribute large sums of money to what they consider a bunch of crims. But if we had a respectable person on the board managing finance, they may be more sympathetic.
I see. Much as I would like to help, the duties of governor are fairly arduous. I have very little free time.
I was under the impression you were leaving Wentworth.
Where did you hear that?
I do have connections in the department. I'm sorry. It's probably one of those silly rumors. I'll just have to think it through again.
I do think the project is an excellent idea. If I do find the time, I would be most interested.
You'd be giving us tremendous support if you'd just let us use your name on the board. You know, pillars of society and all that.
I hope my contribution would be on a more practical level.
Of course. There are lots of ways you can help. In fact, I doubt if the halfway house would get off the ground without your support. Look, why don't you come round for a drink? We can discuss aims and strategies and so on.
I think I could manage that.
Well, why don't we make it tonight? Say 7:30? And if there's any other members of the staff you'd like to come along, please feel free to ask them.
Of course.
There's one more favor. I'd like to see Dr. Miller. A medical person on the board would be a great advantage.
Well, you could ask him, but I doubt...
He has returned, hasn't he?
Yes. I'll get one of the officers to show you the way.
Thank you.
Oh, good damn, Doc. We thought we'd never coming back.
So did I.
Oh, don't be like that. We missed you.
Sorry, Lizzie. Oh, is this a social call or is it business? How's your ticker?
Oh, well, you know, I'm not getting any younger, you know. But I thought you better have a look at this.
Was there any pain?
No, but my hand's numb. Perhaps I should have kept the bandage on. Oops.
He'll live. How did he do it?
I fell over my own feet.
Not drunk, were you, Lizzie?
Oh, you can't get any grog in here.
No?
No. Of course, I forgot. You've been away a long time. But I expect Mrs. Jackson's kept you up with the news just the same.
Yes, well, if that's all, Lizzie.
It's a bad business, Doc.
What is?
What's been going on in here? You wouldn't read about it.
Yes, well, I do have a lot to get on with, Lizzie.
It's too long to tell you the whole story. But you see, while Bea was in town, we got this new woman in. And you wouldn't believe it. She can get anything in she wants. Ah.
Sorry to barge in on you like this.
There's not much to barge in on. Just the usual run of women with minor or non-existent complaints.
Still, they need a doctor. Karen and I are very pleased that you reconsidered. It can't have been easy for you.
Is there something I can do for you, Miss Jeffries?
Yes, Dr. Miller. I was wondering if you'd like to attend a preliminary meeting of the Halfway House Committee.
I feel I'm contributing enough to prison welfare without taking on anything else.
Oh, of course. And you do have your private practice to consider. A fairly busy one, according to Dr. Herbert.
Do you know Dr. Herbert well?
Yes, I met him. I was hoping to get him involved in this women's health scheme in the area. He didn't seem too interested. He's quite the hard-boiled old cynic, isn't he?
He had quite a lot to say about you, too.
I bet he did. I would consider it a great favor if you come to this meeting.
Will Karen be there?
Of course.
How's she getting on?
Why don't you phone her and find out?
I imagine she's pretty heavily involved in this project.
Oh, she will be. When she regains her confidence, settles down. I'm hoping she's going to take an active part in the running of the halfway house.
Will she be living in? I mean, at the house?
Well, I expect so. So the sooner we get this project off the ground, the sooner Karen becomes independent.
Do
Judy, what on earth's wrong?
Look, I'm sorry to come while you're
Oh,
at
never
work.
mind about that. What's happened?
Well, nothing yet. You saw Gran the other day. She's not well. I can't get her to see a doctor.
Well, we can't force her to.